So, what is that in that term? How is that described? How is the mark of the beast described in the Bible?
Did you know the government may soon be able to shut down your car?
This is unbelievable. Listen, let's take a listen, because here is some shocking stuff here. I mean, shocking indeed. This is coming from John Stossel, and he is talking about Biden kill switch, the growing threat of government control of your car. I said, you gotta be kidding me.
Did you know the government may soon be able to shut down your car?
A new law requiring car manufacturers to install anti-drunk driving tech.
You may not have heard about that because when reporters covered the last infrastructure bill,
President Biden's biggest domestic accomplishment.
Yeah.
There was little mention of an item buried in the bill that includes a requirement that every new American car now must have a device to passively monitor performance of a driver, see if he may be impaired, and then limit vehicle operation.
It almost sounds like the domain of science fiction.
Congressman Thomas Massey objected.
A kill switch in vehicles that would be the judge, the jury, and the executioner on such a fundamental right.
But most of Congress went along. Even the regulators haven't decided how the kill switch might work.
Will this have cameras inside the car? Will it monitor your eyes?
Relax, says USA Today. There's no kill switch in Biden's bill.
They didn't read it because it's there.
Automotive engineer and former vintage race car driver Lauren Fix points out the problem with USA Today's so-called fact check. The newspaper admits the law requires new cars to have technology that identifies if a driver is impaired and prevents vehicle operation. Apparently, USA Today just didn't like the term kill switch. But it is a kill switch, and groups like Mothers Against Drunk Driving want that.
MAD points to Europe, where drunk driving detection is already in use.
If behavior doesn't improve, an emergency stop is activated.
How many lives are going to have to be lost before we can say, all right, let's put this technology in?
It would save lives.
It's about control, let's be honest. Because once you give that up, you have no more freedom.
How do you appeal your conviction when you're sitting at the side of the road with a car that won't run, who knows where, stranded?
This computer decides you can't drive your vehicle. That's great, unless someone's having a heart attack, you're trying to get to the hospital, your mother needs your help.
The kill switch is just one of several government plans to control how we drive. Some California lawmakers want every new car to have a speed governor.
Physically prevents it from going over 10 miles an hour over that speed limit.
Good idea, said federal regulators. Let's take it nationwide. But not being able to speed up can be dangerous too.
You have to avoid an accident. There's something coming at you. You have to make an adjustment.
You can adjust, says the CNN report.
If you press this button, you can accelerate beyond the speed limit for 15 seconds.
You can press this button, it'll let you go faster.
For 15 seconds? But what if you're trying to...
you find the button?
Yeah, right, while you're under stress for whatever situation.
Also, the new safety device will require our cars to spy on us. I didn't realize that our cars already do.
Nissan, for example, says they can collect information about your sexual activity.
Some cars now aim video cameras at passengers. Some listen to passengers. Some intercept your text messages. What do they do with that data?
76%.
Oh my Lord, where are we headed with this? This is wild, man. This is wild. See, goodbye privacy. Goodbye privacy. It's been gone long time ago. I mean, golly, why did we allow this?
Intercept your text messages. What do they do with that data?
76% sell it, and 56% say they will share your personal information without a court order.
I just bought a new car. Nobody told me that this thing was in there.
Oh, it's there. Because when you go to buy a new car, you get that really long document that's all digital. Who reads that? The small print says, we're collecting your data. We know everything you're doing in your car, and we own it. And there's nothing you can do about it.
And now the administration wants more spying to collect more money. Biden's infrastructure bill includes a plan for a tax based on how far you drive.
Who would be taxed a certain amount for each mile.
I think that shows a lot of promise.
A mileage charge seems fair. You're paying for your damage to the road.
Correct.
But when your car tells the government what you do,
what you eat, where you go, how long you're there,
it makes it easier for politicians to control you.
When you start allowing them to do this, they could say, we don't want you going to buy a firearm. We don't want you to go to that destination, so we're not going to let you start your car. The truth is, it's about control.
What do you mean it's about control? They're not controlling me.
Well, they can. Where do you get a bill for your carbon footprint? You know, you're at your maximum for carbon credits. We're not going to let you drive your car today. You can take the train. You can take the electric bus.
This is paranoia.
Maybe, but so far, everything that I've said about these things, each step keeps coming through. Look what they did to the truckers in Canada.
When Canadian truckers protested COVID mandates, Canada's government cut them off from their money.
If your truck is being used in these protests, your corporate accounts will be frozen.
You can't get your money out of your account. They can do anything they want when they have your data. So when you think that it sounds so great that they have it for your protection, the truth is it's about control.
So far, our government hasn't used its new technology to control us. But politicians have passed laws to start the process.
They never reverse these rules. They just keep building on them.
Did you see this one coming?
Confusing times.
More rules, more laws, more control, more privacies taken away. Surveillance, surveillance, surveillance. And again, it sounds like China to me.
China's pursuing an ambitious plan to create an omnipresent video surveillance network. The Shuiliang or Sharp Eyes project aims to extend and integrate video surveillance from cities into villages and from roads into residential compounds. It aims to use artificial intelligence, big data and deep learning to analyze this mountain of video evidence, to work out who's doing what, where and when, to track suspects and the people they associate with, and even to predict crime.
It sounds like China to me. This is what we're talking about, is the Chinification of the West.
Clearly, we are witnessing right now the Chinification of Europe, because we see what is happening in China right now with the social credit score, where the government is monitoring and surveilling all the people from the beginning to end. Everything that they do, everything, everywhere where they walk, they control everything and they watch everything. This is the example of a tyranny. This is what makes the difference between a tyranny and democracy. When you know everything about what your government does, that's democracy. When the government knows everything about you, that is tyranny.
You know, friends, and again, when you read what the Bible says, and you read Revelation 13, the mark of the beast crisis, you read what it says in context, you can tell this has to happen in order for these prophecies to be fulfilled. Let me show you. Go into Revelation 13. Look at this. And this is talking about the mark of the beast. He said it had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause, as many as will not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Look at this. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark of the beast, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Now, you're saying, what's the connection? There has to be a system that is so controlled by the government, by the powers that be, so that they can tell who is allowed to buy, who is allowed to sell. If you can also control buying and selling, you can also control who's driving here and who's driving there. If you want to have an eyesight on people, there has to be cameras. Their privacy has to be completely invaded.
Really need world order, financial world order.
This alternative vision argues that ordinary men and women are too small-minded to govern their own affairs. That order and progress can only come when individuals surrender their rights to an all-powerful sovereign. We are here.
It's not far before we start having cameras inside of our homes. Or it's not far before cameras are in your bathrooms. Oh yeah, you may think that's never gonna happen. Look how far we've gotten. In the name of keeping the world safe. Edwin Snowden, he's warned us of this stuff. He's warned us of this stuff. And when this stuff was happening, had begun, we were told, oh, it's not happening. It's a lie. Oh, they're not collecting these things on the Americans.
He's testifying under oath in front of Congress, right? But more broadly, in front of the public. This is televised. And Ron Wyden asked him a very specific question about a program, mind you, that Ron Wyden knows exists because he has security clearance. He sits on the Intelligence Committee. And he knows there's domestic mass surveillance, and this is how it goes. This is how the top spy responds under oath.
So what I wanted to see is if you could give me a yes or no answer to the question, does the NSA collect any type of data at all on millions or hundreds of millions of Americans?
No, sir.
It does not.
Not wittingly. There are cases where they could inadvertently, perhaps, collect, but not wittingly.
All right.
So that was a lie. Wyden knew it was a lie. Clapper knew it was a lie. He actually admitted it was a lie after I came forward, 3 months later. But he said it was the least untruthful thing he could think of to say in the context of being in the hot seat there.
Oh, yeah? They're not collecting anything? I mean, where are we now? Where are we going? And again, it's crazy that the left is pushing this stuff more than any other. It's like, this is mind-blowing stuff. Now, what do? Well, you gotta live a good life. You gotta fight back, vote against it, and raise the voice of protest. Because it's like, how did we get here? Well, after 9/11 and the Patriot Act was signed and all the NSA and everything just opened up in the name of trying to keep us safe from terrorist attack. We don't want homegrown terrorists, domestic terrorists, or foreign terrorists. We gotta protect the American people. In the process of protecting us, we give up our freedom. What did Benjamin Franklin say? Those who will give up essential liberty to purchase a little temporary safety deserve neither liberty nor safety. We need Jesus, don't we? Signs of the times are happening, even in these matters, friends. I can see how this all connected to the Bible. I can see this surveillance state, this Chinification of the West, this big brother eyeball is on us. I can see that happening. I can see at the same time that Jesus is coming again. Because Jesus said, when you shall see all these things, know that he is near, even at the doors. Anyway, friends, share your thought and perspective with me. I want to hear from you.
Be the judge, the jury, and the executioner on such a fundamental right.
This is crazy. Anyway, have a good one. Bye.